What we knew is gone. Our home, our lives, all that we were, dust. Blasted across empty, heartless skies. But we live. Our legacy lives within every ship we fly, upon every world we touch, in our hearts, in yours. There will be challenge. You will know fear, but you will overcome. You will survive and answer vengeance with blood. You will do as you must. Rule cannot be handed to the faithless. Our legacy cannot be lost to villains. Bury the past to face the future. In enemies, find allies. There is no price we have not paid, no loss we have not felt. Our dead world, our long suffering, these are not ends. We are not ended. For your crew, for your people, for this new home, we must face all doubt. We must break the strong who would destroy us and overcome the impossible. We must fight against any and all. We must, we will, for we are Romulan!
This is the point we have pinpointed in your timeline, sir. This is when you go back and give yourself this. You will know what to say. You've already heard yourself say it. Even if it is not exactly right, the time stream will work it out. Just make sure that you give yourself this. It is our best hope for the future of the galaxy. You will return to this exact point in time as soon as you have done what you need to do. The galaxy still needs you, Admiral. Ready?
The youngest of our kind rely on stories to know what our people were like before. Strong, secretive, warlike. We were feared. We were powerful. Then, everything changed. 22 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova. The resulting explosion traveled through subspace to hit Romulus and Remus, our homeworlds. No one could have predicted that would happen, and no one could have stopped it. Millions died. Those who survived were scattered across dozens of worlds. One day we were citizens of one of the greatest powers of the galaxy, and the next, we were just trying to survive. Every day was a struggle if you weren't part of the militant and oppressive Tal Shiar, or ruling everything from on high like Empress Sela. For ordinary Romulans, military victories don't mean much when you're hungry. Life goes on. The Klingons and Starfleet are at one another's throats. The battles light years away don't affect us much. The Tal Shiar are the more immediate threat. They're rebuilding the Empire by force, and pressing anyone they think can help into service. But even they don't seem to know we're here. We've put down roots and found friends. Today we'll celebrate what we've created. With hard work and some good fortune, true Romulans will once again rise to be a power in the galaxy. The first step on that path begins here.
Your current tasks will be displayed here. people you can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction
There you
key,
are.
Default
The security
F,
chief
to
was
talk
looking
with
for
them.
you earlier. She said there's trouble at the vineyard. Avrack's been filing reports all night about Kellids chewing at the vines. He's really worked up. Something must have annoyed them. It's not typical Kellid behavior. With the big celebration tonight, I think everyone's a little overexcited. Even the bugs. You should listen to one of Avrack's messages before you head out there.
Interactable items have a glow around them. Walk up and press F to interact with a console.
Please tell me you'll help me. The Kellids are in the vineyard chewing through the irrigation pipes, and everyone says they're too busy getting ready for the big party to come and do something about it. There won't be any party if everyone's knee-deep in water by nightfall. Get over here and help me fix this.
If the Kellids are chewing up the vineyard, you should probably grab a pistol, just in case. I'd join you, but the chief has me looking into some odd comm chatter we picked up yesterday. We'll have to catch up later.
Your minimap shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the minimap if you are far away from your objective. Plasma beam pistol has been automatically equipped. You can practice on the nearby bottles. Select a bottle, and then right-click to attack it. Press H to holster and draw your weapon. Sprint, tap the shift key while moving.
Hey there, ready for the big festival? Working hard? Or maybe you have time to listen to a story or two? Avrack, you're in for a fun day. I'm glad I don't have to deal with him. Anyway, do you want to hear any stories? Almost 2,000 years ago, our people were Vulcans. At that time, Vulcan was a world of war, with constant struggles between the tribes. Serac changed that. He taught that peace came through logic. And if you ask me, not all Vulcans get that right. Serac said that people should master their emotions, not eliminate them. But not everyone on Vulcan wanted to give up love, or passion, or even anger. The Vulcans said these people marched beneath the raptor's wings. Instead of fighting their own people, these Vulcans decided to leave in an event we call the Sundering. They boarded great colony ships and set out into unexplored space, looking for a home where they could live and feel as they wished. Eventually, those who marched beneath the Raptor's wings found Romulus and Remus. They created an empire. Although we share a genetic bond with the Vulcans, we are our own people. Never forget that. Want to hear another story? The destruction of Romulus was a terrible thing. We lost our home and our loved ones. We lost our soul. The people who survived were scattered and leaderless. Survival was a daily struggle. There were some fights for control before Empress Sela took over, but I never paid much attention. That Taurus woman was never going to get far. Now Sela and the Tal Shiar are attempting to rebuild the strength of the Romulan Star Empire, but they do so with fear and oppression. Steer clear of them if you can. People like us should just try to stay out of the Tal Shiar's way. Life is more important than politics or power. There are a lot of Romulans who just wander from planet to planet because there's no place to call home anymore. We're lucky to have Virinat. This is a good place. A place to put down roots. Without that, we're just dust, scattered by the winds of fate. Do you want to hear another story? Nat was a colony world. It used to be a big agricultural planet, growing food for the Empire. After Romulus was destroyed, thousands upon thousands of people flooded the planet. The old cities couldn't hold them all, and they were scared. They started fighting amongst themselves. One night, the cities burned. Most of the survivors left. A few hung on, scrapping old ships and using them as building materials. That's how the Maiori found them, about 10 years ago. The Maiori was the commander of an old warbird. Nevala was his first officer, and Avrack the chief engineer. They were wandering the sector, trying to find a new home. When they found Virinat, they decided to stay. Avrack kept the old warbird functional, and he used it to make supply runs and bring back other Romulans who needed a home. Nevala put herself in charge of security, and the Maiori, he runs the whole colony now. Avrack met Tovan Kev in a mining colony a few years back. I think it was 4 years ago. But then again, I didn't come here until 2 years ago, so this is not just information I've heard about secondhand. I actually have a question for you, if you don't want to hear another story first. When did you arrive here? I know we only have a few hundred people living here, but so many come and go that it's hard to keep track. I'm recording the stories of all the people that live here, you see. And I would love to start yours off with your arrival. Who knows? It could be something that becomes historical in a few years. Ah, the secretive type, are you? I'll find out your history one day. Just you wait. I think I've kept you for too long. You should get going. See you later.
Finally. I mean, which message do you... Oh, never mind that either. It's chaos here. I need some help. Normally we collect nectar from the local Keladin sites. Something has driven them into a frenzy. They're chewing on our irrigation system and flooding the vineyard. Excellent. The broken pipes are obvious. They're the ones spraying water everywhere. Kellet shouldn't give you too much trouble. A few bursts from your pistol will take care of them.
actions can be interrupted by movement or combat.
Well, the flooding has stopped, but if those Kellids come back, they'll just break the pipes again. Something's making the insects go crazy. With bugs this size, that's a real problem. And Nevala might be able to help if she's goofing off again. She knows all about Kellids. She's normally down by the greenhouse this time of day. Tell her to stop being lazy and keep these critters contained.
Good idea. Talk to Nevala.
I bet she's just lounging around right now, not even thinking about all the damage being done to my vineyard. No one around here wants to put in a good day's work. Well, except for you.
Just in time. Did you talk with Avrack? He said that I'm what? Lazy? That I've been... Ugh! He's just trying to make me look bad so he can get a promotion. Oh, that's so old-fashioned. Let me tell you what's actually happening. The Kellids are going crazy. I've been working all day to keep them out of the residential areas. This aggressive behavior is new, and we need to figure out what's causing it. That means gathering samples from some of these creatures.
Enemies have a chance to drop items. An item has dropped for you. Move towards the item and press F to loot it.
This metal has some kind of fungus growing on it that's similar to the spores we found on some of the Kellid carapaces. It might explain their behavior, but how are they getting infected in the first place? Also, the flying Kellids have never come out of the cavern before. This is so strange. You're right. The source of the infection could be somewhere inside the cavern. Head over there and see if you can find out what's aggravating the nest. And be careful. Strange machine and some weird drone things? That is troubling. Someone's been in there. We'll have to let the Maiori know about this. It's good you disabled the device, though. Maybe now the Kellids will calm down. I took a look at those biological samples while you were gone, but I can't do much more than a basic tricorder scan. It's just not my area. DeVex might be able to help. He was an engineer in the Romulan military before the homeworld was destroyed. Now he's helping us with our water supply, and anything else that takes more specialized knowledge. You should talk to him.
What do you need with an old space hound like me? I have an idea of what this might be. Maybe. I saw something like this once before, when I was out beyond the Eridon Belt. We responded to a distress call from a mining outpost. When we got there, all the people were just gone, vanished without a trace. The only things we found were a strange beacon and some odd spore samples. These look very similar. Sure, use whatever you want. I remember what we found back on the outpost. Bring the samples to me when you're done, and I can help you determine the results.
Some missions in Star Trek Online will change based on your career track. Engineering, science, or tactical.
I've only seen fungal biotech like this once before. Remember that mining station that I mentioned? Before we arrived, they reported several disappearances. Some thought it was paranoia, but we had reports that said intruders would beam in right through the colony's magnetic shield, right into someone's quarters, sedate them, and then vanish without a trace. We didn't know what to believe. But I don't think those miners were paranoid. Something did happen to them, and it could happen again. That's what my commander believed. We found a beacon with almost the same configuration as the one you found. We weren't able to get much from it before we shut it down. But the one thing we learned is that the beacon was made by a race that called themselves the Elachi. We stayed in orbit for a few days, but the Elachi never came back. That's good news for us, seeing that you disabled the beacon you found in the caverns. That's right. He's the man in charge, so he needs to know. I'd be surprised if he doesn't want to send someone down there to analyze that beacon. Could be these Elachi were interested in our colony for some reason. Lucky for us, you were there to put a stop to whatever they were trying to do.
Jolan True. I heard Avrack yelling all the way over here. I'm sorry you had to deal with his problems on our day of celebration. That does sound very mysterious. However, you seem to have taken care of the immediate problem, disabling this beacon and dispatching the drones. You have my thanks. I'll assign some engineers to examine the device and set up surveillance on the cave as soon as possible. If what Avrack says is true, we don't want that beacon turned on again. Now that's settled, why don't you try to relax for a while? Enjoy the festival. We'll talk again tomorrow after the engineers have finished their analysis of the device.
Contact Tovan Kev by clicking on the Hail Tovan Kev button.
Are you done for the day? I'm just finishing up too. I'm going to head back to the restaurant. Meet me for a drink when you're done. Hey there. Long day? I can't believe how far this colony has come. Just look at how much we can accomplish without being ruled by the Tal Shiar. Word is, someone named Atan is trying to fight them, but Me? I'm content with what we have here. Let's go enjoy the festival.
Delta recruit, you have a unique trait that gives bonus dilithium ore to you and your teammates. As a Delta recruit, you will be able to earn many additional rewards as you complete later missions.
Friends and neighbors, welcome to the tapping. The Kellet nectar has been harvested, the ale is brewed, and we can finally taste the fruits of our labors. And like this fine vintage, our colony has taken time and effort to develop. Since the loss of the homeworld 22 years ago, we have known fear, hunger, and pain. We have struggled. We have overcome every difficulty. We have mourned those who are no longer with us, and we have welcomed new friends into our home. And now we celebrate. The trials are behind us. Virinat is prosperous and growing. We will face new challenges in the future, but we will face them together.
Get the shuttles ready. You should find Nevala and Vorian to help organize the militia. Get as many civilians to safety as you can. After that, we stop whoever or whatever is attacking our home.
Prepping the shuttles for evacuation. I don't know what's going on here, but we need to get people out while we can. If you can get a rifle, you can fight your way out. Can you make it? To do something. I tried to send a distress signal, but they damaged our transceiver array. We still have a chance, though. You need to deal with some of the Tal Shiar, and then get a replacement battery.
Pressing Z.
They just keep coming! Get a battery from the marketplace. We need to send out a distress signal.
Congratulations, citizen!
Showed me how to fly his warbird. We're almost there. Navigation is online, but we need some components to get our weapons and warp drive operational. We'll need both if we want to have any hope of fighting the Tal Shiar.
Increase your speed using E. Decrease your ship speed by using Q.
This'll do nicely. We just need a little more salvage.
Use W and S to move up or down. Use A and D to turn left or right.
Weapons are online. Let's test them out on some of these derelict ships nearby. They're not shielded, so we can just use our torpedoes to finish them off.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it.
Scrap neutronium. We could use that to reinforce the hull of this old warbird. 3 more of these should get this hull good to go. Good shot. Vex will be happy to see this old warbird get some use. I think it's safe to say weapons are fully online. Time to take out the Tal Shiar satellites dead ahead.
Shielded targets.
What do you need to know?
Great. All systems are go and full impulse is back online. I'm picking up a distress signal nearby. It must be people from the colony. More colonists managed to escape the surface. The distress signal is close. Searching. There! We have to help them!
Activate full impulse by clicking on the arrow. Deactivate full impulse by clicking on it again.
Turn off full impulse. There's a Tal Shiar drone dead ahead.
Hover your mouse over a weapon and its firing arm will be shown around your ship in space.
Back on the bridge. I figured out how I can improve our torpedoes. Just give me the order, and I'll get started. Scanners are picking up more colonists in Tal Shiar nearby. We have to rescue our friends.
Activate high-yield torpedo by clicking on the icon or pressing Alt and 1.
What do you need to know? You can increase your speed by pressing the E key. You can decrease your speed by pressing the Q key. Press the...
I think it's safe to say we're a fully operational ship. I'm getting an alert. There's another distress signal coming in from one of the colony's shuttles. We can do a short-range warp jump to get to them. Do you want to go now, or stay here to wipe out any other incoming drones? You look... There aren't any colonists here. Just this strange ship. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's gigantic. Engineering reports that the ship has scanned us, but they're not responding to my hails. What should we do? Done something to the ship. Nothing is responding. I can't even warp us out of here. I think I might be able to get a comm channel up to hail them. What do you want me to do? We're getting a reply. They seem to be rearranging our words and sending them back. Listen. I'm picking up another ship. This one is Tal Shiar. It's decloaking.
So the Alachi were right. A handful of pitiful Romulan refugees managed to escape. When will you colonists learn that no matter how far you run, you cannot escape your obligations? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Colonel Hakiv of the Tal Shiar. On behalf of the Romulan Star Empire, I hereby lay claim to this colony and all of its inhabitants. Surrender now, and I will ensure that you serve us in the way you are most suited. Fire weapons at will!
This is Tamara of the Romulan Republic. Tal Shiar vessels, stand down immediately.
Tamara! How fortunate! I can destroy both of you! insect has managed to sting me. You think you won? This is not the end. Even now, more of my ships are on their way. And the next time, you won't have anyone to protect you.
I am Temporal, commander of the Romulan Republic. We picked up your distress signal while on a mission in a nearby system. I would say we arrived just in time given your ship's condition. Who are you? And what happened here? I am truly sorry. This is not the first time I've heard a story like this, and I fear it will not be the last. And these Ilachi creatures, they are troubling. We need to know more about them and why they're working with a snake like Hakiv. As I said, I'm with the Romulan Republic. You may have heard of us. We are not the terrorists the Tal Shiar make us out to be. With our leader, Datan, we are working to gather survivors of the destruction and fight the tyranny of the Tal Shiar. We have a flotilla nearby. If you're interested, we would welcome you and your friends to join us there. I understand your hesitation, but you must realize that there's no running from what's happening. You saw what the Tal Shiar did to your home. They're doing the same thing all across the sector. You either serve them or you die. The only way we're going to survive is if we fight back. I appreciate your willingness to do what's right. I'm transmitting the coordinates of our flotilla to your ship now. When you arrive, we can repair your vessel and work out our next move. Thank you again. I'll make sure you won't regret your decision.
I don't know how I feel about this, but I guess signing with Temporal is better than risking death on our own. And he did help us out with the Tal Shiar. The coordinates are loaded up whenever you're ready to go. I think the colonists we rescued are eager to get someplace safe.
Commander, our guests have arrived.
Excellent. I'll get them up to speed. There is much to do.
I'll be glad to show one of you around while the other stays and talks with Temporal.
I'll take the tour, and then meet you back on the ship when you're ready.
Greetings. I hope all is going well with you. Good to see you and Tovankev made it to the flotilla of the new Romulan Republic. To be brief, we are a group that was founded by Datan to combat the tyranny of Empress Sela and her Tal Shiar. Our goal is to unify the shattered Romulan people under a new democracy instead of Sela's tyrannical rule. There is much to do, however. I can answer any questions you may have. Ha! What hasn't Datan done? He has quite the long history. The short version is that he desires to see the reunification of the Vulcans and the Romulans. Before that can happen, though, Datan wants us to find a new homeworld, reconcile with the Remans, and end the centuries of oppression beneath the Tal Shiar. We're Romulan, and after all that's happened, we still have our pride and our cultural heritage. We need to be able to approach the Vulcans as equals, not as refugees looking for charity. Did you want to know anything else? That's right. He dreams of a day when our two people are united. Well, three, counting the Remans. Datan was inspired by Ambassador Spock, who first began the movement. When he was a child, Spock was working on Romulus with the reunificationists, and he was Datan's teacher. The Tal Shiar actively opposed reunification, and Spock and his people had to keep their movement hidden, working with allies and meeting in secret. It's been an uphill battle for Datan, but he won't stop until he sees the Vulcans, the Romulans, and the Remans reunited and at peace. Is there anything else? What's next is that you receive our uniform and get a tour of the flotilla. After that, you'll receive your first assignment. However, you must understand that by joining us, you mark yourself as an enemy to the Tal Shiar. Hakiv and his people will see you as a threat, and there isn't anything they won't do to stop you. Are you ready to accept that? Good. You should get yourself down to Lieutenant Delatham. You can get a uniform from him if you want to change out of those civilian clothes. You can also have your ship modified. We can't get you into a more powerful vessel yet, but we can change the appearance of your ship if you want. When you're done, return to your ship. I should have your first assignment ready and sent to your ship by then.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Your minimap shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the minimap if you are far away from your objective. objective locations can also be found on your compass, as well as your minimap.
Hello again. Now that you're settling in, I wanted to speak with you about what our overall goals will be. First and foremost, we are looking for a new planet to call home. Temporal and his crew are handling that search. While the search continues, I am working on any possible alliances that we can make with the Federation and the Klingon Empire. We will need allies if we are to proceed. Your task will be the protection and recovery of other Romulans spread throughout this sector. We are finding more by the day. Some have already joined us, but others do not believe in our cause. It will be up to you and your crew to protect these colonies from the Tal Shiar and to recruit anyone willing to assist us. Do you have any questions? If not, I would suggest you return to your ship. Temporal will have his orders ready for you. I do not know. Our history of deception with both groups definitely does not help. The Tal Shiar, however, will not attack the fleet for now. Sela would see such a direct action as too great a risk. She much prefers to work in the shadows. Let me worry about our potential allies. While you're away, I will be working with diplomats from both sides to come to an agreement we can all live with. Not yet. He and his crew have been assisting Romulan colonies throughout the region, and he has not been able to focus his efforts on the search. With you here, however, Temporal's mission to find a new homeworld can begin. He will be sending scout ships to analyze nearby planets. We'd prefer to find a suitable world in this sector, but we'll expand our search if we need to do so.
Sounds like we've got our orders. If you're ready, I can beam you back to the ship. However, before that, I need to ask a favor. I have a sister. Her name is Rena Kev. She and I were separated a long time ago. I want to try to find her. As we're doing our missions, could you try to ask about Rena? Thanks.